soon as I go live, it's popping up suggestions and different ways to manage your live. It's like, really, is now really the time to throw that up on my screen the second it goes live? Okay, so what's up? What to do? What to do, boo? We got some stuff here. Some cigar. Some cigars, Oh man, I'm gonna have one of those Friday night, tomorrow night. Cigar boxes are just awesome. I mean, put anything in them. You could wrap gifts in them. You could put jewelry, money, important notes. I don't know. I haven't been live in a while. I've lost live so much last year on Instagram and YouTube, but I've ran out of things to say. I don't have anything left, to say. It's just, but I figure I'd go live for a little bit. The phone's flipped around, so can't see the comments. What's up? If you're saying what's up, I say what's up back to you. Travel Channel, always. So quiet now. Might just turn it on a little bit for some sound. Man, that tripped me out. I just remixed a reel on Instagram. My Instagram account, Trevor Wright, is my handle, and I didn't think about I didn't think about this at the time, but I remixed this girl dancing at her high school prom. I didn't think about that as being weird until right now. No, it just reminded me of when I went to prom twice. I went to 2 proms. Both were not at a school I attended. Anyways, it just remixing that reel. I just put, this is exactly why I, didn't do well in public school. And it was just, she's like going off on the dance floor. So, but it just, a lot of memories just, I'm not having a midlife crisis, okay? I'm kind of having a coming to moment the last few months where I feel like 24 to 38 was just this fucking mind fuck. And so now I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm just honestly starting out in life and I'm 40 years old. I'm like, fuck. Okay. It's a lot of bars right there. So I'm not sure if I want to go into my high school prom stories. They're not that crazy. I mean, not entirely that much happened, just normal shit. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into it too much. So I feel like I need coffee or something. Make me some coffee. May I please have some coffee? So I'm gonna take off my jacket from Austria. Come on. Got a jacket made in Austria from the 60s. I mean, obviously it has the legit giant metal zippers. They just don't make stuff like that anymore. Austria. Made in Austria. My grandpa's jacket when he was stationed in Germany during the Berlin crisis. He actually lived with my grandma there, and he was a driver for the general and was trained mechanic. Okay, so before I get into whatever I'm going to get into, I got an awesome button today from one of my customers. Evil Dead, great movie. Bruce Campbell, iconic film director because he made Evil Dead. It was more or less just a college project. It couldn't get any more low budget. I think there was like 4 people in the movie. Everything was DIY, special effects. There wasn't really special effects, but DIY. I don't know what you call it. Horror stuff. Uh, and it's pretty good. I mean, his camera angles were sick, man. I mean, he was doing stuff kind of, I want to kind of stay ahead of his time. A lot of hand work, what Quentin Tarantino does, just straight up filming shit with your hand, nothing fancy. Probably something I would get into if I had a little more fucking direction and focus. I could probably do a B-rated movie for sure. Probably would be a lot more rewarding and fun than playing music. But anyways, well, I could do the soundtrack for my own movie. That's for sure. Absolutely. So that's one part covered. But yeah, so Evil Dead and then Evil Dead 2, you could tell got more, he had more of a budget for Evil Dead 2. It was like 7 people in the movie instead of 4 and more animated special effects. And then when Army of Darkness comes out, the third part to his horror chronicles, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness was major motion picture. Hundreds of people in the movie. You could tell. I mean, from Evil Dead 1 to Army of Darkness, and Army of Darkness is my favorite movie Bruce Campbell's done. Also a good actor, definitely a fan. But anyway, so customers came in, they own a company, they do artwork, they do buttons, t-shirts, and the wife makes stuff like jewelry type things. And they were, into a lot of the same bands that I was into. And anyways, I'm like, let me get your contact because I want buttons and I want to make buttons and shirts for my EP that's dropping in June. I'm releasing a 5-song EP in June, and 3 of the songs are completed, and the 4th song, all the music's done. I just got to do vocals, and then I got to do the 5th song. So probably have another 80 to 90 hours on this EP, and it's planning on releasing it in June. So I got a lady actually a chick from England doing the artwork. So I'm really excited about that because I'm kind of tired of doing everything, writing the music, producing it, playing all the instruments, doing everything. I wouldn't even say I do artwork for my albums. It's just usually me just taking a picture of something, So I'm excited to have someone that's actually a professional image creator making the image for my EP. So yeah, seeing that high school prom video kind of brought back memories, and nothing beats being young, and I've talked about this live. I mean, 17 to 24 was so much fun. And yeah, there was different chapters between 17 and 24. It wasn't just doing the same thing for, 7 years. There was, years where I hung out with different people. There's years where I lived different places, but it was nonstop, pretty awesome. I mean, there's something about when you're, 17 to 24, you're basically just kind of feel like immortal, basically. Or I don't know, that's probably the wrong word. Just a lot of energy, a lot of clarity, optimism. This is awesome. We're going to have a great time no matter what, kind of just good vibes and a lot of grounded confidence. And then I think once life starts, you take enough, I don't know, it's just, and that's possible to have that even when you're older. It's just, and my late 20s, see, the problem is, you know, once I kind of started making money my focus, all of a sudden, like music and art, I was just got so into, basically selling pot and fiber optics and just do all this work stuff. I had a Jaguar, it's just, yeah, I burn out on music, and I talked about this in another YouTube video. I mean, I was in bands from 12 years old to 24 years old, United States tours, recording albums. I did so much music stuff in my early 20s, played every venue in Hollywood. I just kind of burn out, and I got into Thai kickboxing when I was 24 years old because I did Taekwondo when I was a teenager and traveled and lived in Korea and stuff. So anyways, I was just tired of just doing music and playing bars, being a rock star. I was just tired of it. So I was getting into, working a lot, doing Thai kickboxing. But now I look back and I had so much more fun when I was genuinely just playing music without trying to be, like a lot of young people, they want to be influencers. They want to look like they have things. Like they're like, I have so much and I don't even work for it. And I'm just living this great life and I want to get paid for it. And I don't even have to say anything. And everything I do is cool because I just have so much. And whatever, everybody wants to be an influencer. That's the thing. Or everyone wants to make residual income. Nobody wants to work an hourly job, basically. So whatever kind of residual income, you want to be a professional gambler, you want to be a content creator, a YouTuber, which sounds like the dumbest thing in the world, but that's a good job, if you can make that happen. YouTuber, a musician, a lot of people, want to make, like, I make, $5,000 a week from streams. It's just, and I do make money from streams, but it's just such a small amount of money. No, really, when you make, it changed. The game changed, streaming platforms. Because when I was in bands, it was t-shirts. That's how we made our money. If you were an actual active performing musician, you played 2 concerts a week minimum, and you sold fucking t-shirts and you lived off that shit. Because yeah, you would sell CDs, but nothing sells better than a t-shirt at a concert. Even today, that's like a golden rule. When I worked at the different convention centers, I worked at Coachella, I've worked at the Grove, bands still to this day, a lot of their income comes from fucking t-shirts, and you have to play shows. But anyways, I mean, I made kind of a lot of money in my first band with the band made a lot of money with t-shirts. Enough money where we could tour the country off literally t-shirt sales and stay at hotels and go out to eat every night. And we were teenagers, 15, 16 years old. I was 15, 16 years old, but my bandmates were like 17, 18 right out of high school. So I'm not sure I really want to play a lot of live shows anymore. But it's just everything was concerts. I'm 40 years old, so 25 years ago, 20 years ago, everything was concerts. Yeah, there was MySpace or whatever, but everything was concerts, and now everything's social platforms, straight up. Everything's social platforms. So it's just different. You know, everything was going out to coffee shops, passing out flyers. You want to play a show? You're passing out flyers for 2 months before the show. Coffee shops, everywhere. Colleges, you're putting stacks of flyers everywhere. That's how you promoted locally to get local people at your concert. Now, everything is fucking social platforms, and I'm not really good at social platforms. So it basically, it's changed, you know, things change. So anyways, you know, also watching that that high school prom video with that girl dancing, it seems to be that not just younger people, not dance content, not doesn't matter what you're doing or what kind of content creator you are, because there's hundreds of different types of content creators. It doesn't matter what kind of content creator you are. It seems like we are kind of in competition with AI now. And AI is nothing more than just computer programming. I feel like people have elevated AI to like an entity, like it's AI. No, people created the responses AI is giving you. So when you Google something and like, do you want the AI response? People think it's some like kind of fucking alien, supreme, out of this universe. No, it's just advanced computer programming. Anyways, AI's gotten to the point where people are, you know, like with a few sentences creating whatever music or video or content or whatever, and it's fucking weird, and a lot of the shit's creepy, and you're wondering even if humans are doing it, and it just has a sort of like irritating vibe, and it feels like it's like hurting us, like we're animals, you know, like farming our consciousness. But anyways, the flip side to that is I feel like we are all kind of in competition with AI now. And I feel like a lot of creators, it's almost like when they're doing content, they want it to kind of look like AI, you know, where it's so perfect that you're like wondering if it's AI. But at the same time, everyone wants to put out content that is super authentic, you know, and organic, you know, facial expressions, dramatic pause, mistakes are now the fingerprint to your music, your content, so on and so forth. So it's like everyone's trying to make their art and their content resemble AI, but at the same time where it's completely obviously not AI. So it's a little bit of a double effort. I almost drooled. It's a double effort. No, so it's getting kind of stupid. I don't know. Everything has its peak. Example, when I was doing DoorDash and Postmates in Portland at the beginning of the pandemic, when everybody was locked in their house, it was crazy money. All the tips were $15 to $20. Each time I went to a restaurant, I'm picking up 3 to 4 orders. You know, I got this Hyundai Tucson. It's just loaded with all Thai food, Indian food. I'm dropping food off. It seems like I was making sometimes literally like $100 an hour. You know, I was hitting $400 or $500 days, sometimes $600 days with bonuses. And then that eventually all dropped. Because, you know, just like the cannabis industry, which I was also into, dispensaries ruined price integrity. We were getting $3,300 to $3,400 a pound. And all of a sudden it's 2,800, and then a few years later it's like 25, and then it's like dispensaries are like, shit, we're getting stuff for 17, from up north, and fuck, just like it's like, yeah, it's not as good, but they're still selling it as something that's like top hat. So anyways, I feel like that's kind of with content creators. I've said this before also, that like 15 years ago there might have been like 1,000 really big content creators, maybe like 1,000 really big content creators 15 years ago, and now there's 50,000. And now it seems like, man, a lot of these content creators, it's like, I don't know, a lot of these comments don't even look real. It just seems so fake. And then my buddies, who's an influencer, he's not a super big influencer, but he's sort of big. And he's like, man, we don't make as much money as you think. And you're like, that kind of makes sense, because all these influencers are coming out with like, oh, I'm coming out with like a candy brand, or Brent Rivera does a chip brand. Everyone's coming out with, it's like fucking Mike Tyson, dude. It's like he's got fucking lighters, rolling papers, vapes. You made so many millions of dollars as the best boxer in the world, bought all this property, and now you're coming out with like a million different products, and none of it is selling realistically, because people don't know how to value a dollar. It's poor people buy things, rich people buy assets. So when you have a bunch of money and you buy a bunch of property, well, that's great, because now 10 years later, you're not making any money, and now you got to pay income tax. You got to take care of your property. You got to do land. So all of a sudden, it's like, shit, I'm putting out $9,000 a month for my property, and I have zero income coming in. So now you're fucking selling property, and you're behind, and you're selling it for less than what it's worth. Da, 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 da. So I feel like a little bit that's how content creators are. It's okay. I can't do a live without talking about Jay Dyer. So Jay Dyer is probably the only person I seriously fuck with on YouTube, meaning I will sit and watch Jay Dyer videos for 40, 50 minutes, engage in the comment section, actually care about what he's saying. Everybody else, like a lot of the content creators, Liv Swedingsberg, I follow her. But and I'm a member to her channel, and I pay for a membership because I support her, because I think she's good, content creator. Anyways, I don't watch more than fucking 5 to 10 seconds of her video, or any of her videos. Sorry, don't mean to hurt your feelings, but not just her, all of y'all, all of you fucking like hipster fucking, you're not even hipsters. We're hipsters, but all you content creators that are the biggest content creators out there, like nobody watches more than fucking like 15 seconds of your shit, because it's stupid. But there's a certain hype attached to your channel, so people might like it because there's so many other likes. But what I'm saying is, okay, back to Jay Dyer. Back to Jay Dyer. It's, I watch his blogs. He actually has things to say. He's talking about topics of substance. He's also funny. He's my generation, so we're kind of like-minded. I'm 40. I think he's like 45. So he's in my age range. But anyways, people will give him $10, $20, $50, $40, kind of throughout his whole life. So I don't know, how much he makes being a YouTuber, but he makes enough to continue to YouTube. But also, he doesn't make that much because he's like always fucking up there. It's like I'm watching Jay Dyer for an hour, and I go do like 10 fucking things, come back to my house, and 5 hours later, he's still on there. So I'm like, well, he's not making that much money, but it's relative. So anyways, I'm not sure being a YouTube creator has longevity as serious income. And a lot of these people, a lot of content creators, they do gambling apps, they put out energy drinks. It's like none of that is really, I don't know. More people are just like the cannabis industry. Pretty soon everyone and their fucking mom is growing weed. More people are being content creators. So I think you're going to see these people making less and less and less money, and they're going to have no real life skills to ever get like a serious job. Because just like a prostitute or a drug dealer, like once they take that easy $300, it's going to be hard for them to adjust into an actual career when you're under pressure and you're dealing with the cutthroat fucking industry, like selling cars, you know, what I was doing, or fiber optics, or shit that actually is real work, you know. And then they're stuck kind of fucking broke, and they have like 10 years of stupid ass content stuck up on the internet, and all these fucking weirdos using their shit for AI and stuff. It's just fucking, I don't know. Doesn't seem good. I've posted a lot too. I work with a girl, and she's like, I don't even fucking put a picture up of fucking myself. I'm like, you're smart. I've dated girls that, like, there's something about when you're dating a girl and she doesn't post pictures of herself, you feel really comfortable with her for some reason. You know, just they don't post pictures. They don't even have the real name up there. It just seems so much smarter than the influencer that is like twerking, you know, or dancing. But I mean, I've posted so much in the last 5 years. Usually when I'm doing content, it's like I'm making fun of content creators, so I'm sarcastically posting a lot. But that's kind of stupid too. But anyways, you know, the YouTube, Instagram has kind of become bloated. So I think there's going to be there's always something else, right? Oh my God, there's another fucking platform. There's another this. It's always, oh dude, more. There's another thing. Are you telling me there's a new thing that it's like up and coming? It's reserved. So I think there's going to be another fucking platform. It's going to hold more value. If you want to fucking like something, it's going to be a quarter. Everything's a subscription. So if you have 200 followers, it's like you're getting $5.99 a month from each one of those followers. So 200 followers actually means something. Everything's verified. Everything's fucking verified. So all your followers are fucking real, because it's all real ID fucking verified. No more fucking creep fucking weirdos doing, oh, this is my troll account, bro. I'm just fucking trolling people on this shit like crazy, dude. Nobody knows it's me. I'm fucking gang stalking the corporations, brother. You know, because there's a lot of fucking, I don't want to talk shit on people in their 40s and 50s, but I feel like a lot of those troll accounts that are anonymous, I feel like most of those people are in their 40s and 50s, and they think they're so fucking funny, you know, that they're bothering people without any consequences. I think eventually platforms, Instagram, even Spotify is trying to fight against, you know, just AI shit. People are just trying to throw songs up to make basically easy money, and they're not artists or not musicians. They don't do anything. I think we need to start, the online community needs to start verifying, you know, if, you know, your name's Elton John or Paul McCartney, you know, or Liv Swettingsburg or whatever. If your last name's not Swettingsburg, I'm sorry. I'm not picking on you, sorry. Okay, a little bit. Okay, so I'm just kidding. No, but there's got to be like ID verification. You know, people shouldn't just be able to put up content, videos and stuff without them saying who they are, without them saying who they are. Because then it's just chaotic, and it's just, the thing is, a lot of people like fake, you know. I was gonna write a song called Fake, you know, just write a song called Fake. And I probably still will. But people feel, and this is why people feel they like following people with alter egos and stuff. And this is why rock stars and musicians change their name and have an alter ego. It's because people want to follow something that's not resembling real life, because they feel comfortable in that. And then they could become a fan of something that's not real. So this is why a lot of times when people have social media accounts and it's not really like authentic to how they are in real life, those accounts usually blow up because people could sense the fakeness in it and they're like, damn, I could be a fan with this because it's not personal. Um, and so this is why, you know, I dated, I dated this girl in Portland, and she was fucking smart. And she had an Instagram account, and she had 36,000 followers. And I know that's not 5 million followers, but they were real followers. She had 36,000 followers, and all she did was put up artistic looking pictures and put poetry over it. But it was nice. It was like nice poetry, nice pictures, nice like music to the post. It was just, it had a theme to the account. And every now and then she would put up a little picture of herself on a story account, and she's hot, or she was very attractive, but she made herself seem more attractive, like most girls do on social platforms, like magically attractive. Um, where was I going with this? Yeah, but she is, yeah, and I remember feeling so stupid because, and I worked with her, like we were at a bar in Portland and we became Instagram friends, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it's fucking weird and super personal now, you know. Never become social media friends with your coworkers. And unless you have an awesomely perfect social media page that isn't weird at all. But anyway, so I became her Instagram friend, and I right away I saw she had like 36,000 followers, and at the time I had 400 followers, and and I actually had like seriously some crazy ass posts, shit that you can't even post now because it would be blocked. But I mean, I had some. Anyways, when we became Instagram friends, I went to the bathroom right away and I deleted like fucking 5 of those super fucking crazy posts. And she was cool though. I mean, she wasn't stuck up. She liked my post. She actually liked me, you know. So, I'd have like 11 likes on a post, and one of them would be her, and she would like my post. But it's crazy when we ended up breaking up or whatever, stop being friends. I remember when she fucking blocked me, and like all the posts that had 8 likes or whatever, they went down like 7. It's like, oh fuck, someone blocked me. Everything went down to 1. Everything dropped to 1 like. It's gotta be her. Gotta be her. That's like, it's funny how that's such a fucked up thing to do to someone when you're in a relationship. When you block them, that is basically the ultimate fuck off or disrespectful. I mean, that's basically it, you know. Anyway, she's like, I'm giving you the opportunity to, we could still be friends. It's like, I'm not gonna be your fucking friend. You know, stop dating your fucking boyfriend. No, I don't care. I'm over them or whatever. I'm not resentful or anything. That was just a story, or that was, you know, small, like 4 months or whatever in Portland. But sangria, grape soda. Anyway, so I feel like I was trying to get to a point, or I feel like I was gonna say a certain something. What was it? Social platforms. I don't know. I think that's all I gotta say. I gotta tell you guys, I'm getting really sick of all social platforms. I know I post a lot on my YouTube. I post a lot on Instagram and stuff, but I am the type. I'm a quadruple Taurus, and I will literally deactivate and abandon all my accounts. And I know I've built up. I have like 1,600. I've whatever, fucking whatever amount of followers on Instagram. But I will, you know, basically just not be active on any platform as soon as I make that decision, and that will be it. The fucking TV turns off. It's just getting all intense right now for some reason. Turn this shit back on. So, Get a job. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to come on here and tell y'all to get a job now. Don't get a job. Don't get an hourly job. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm pretty much anti-digital currency. I mean, digital currency has no tangible value. Anyways, it's not fucking worth anything. Uh, Digital currency has no tangible value. Uh, Meaning it's the things that we need or want. Um, Peace in the Middle East. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm right. I am actually legitimately running out of things to say. I think I've said it all the last couple of years. I am going to be finishing my EP though. To do an update, I will be finishing my EP, releasing my EP, and then I honestly think I'm going to go to Europe for a few months and just kind of fade out out of all social platforms, because there's a couple places I've been researching in Europe and that are really cool, and I think I'm just gonna go there. I'm not, like acting like a fucking refugee or a fucking fugitive. I'm just saying I want to just, you know, live in Europe in a country that's democratic and not fucking psychotic, basically. Because I feel like, whether of my own doing or whatever, but I feel like America living in Southern California gave me PTSD. I'm serious. I feel like I legitimately have PTSD, ADHD, all that shit. And I'm gonna go to fucking Europe, and I'm not interested in fucking helping anybody here. I know America's like, oh, dude, you got a great testimony, brother. Share it. Help people. Fuck you, fuckers. I'm not playing this fucking game, this therapy game in America. It's like I'm going to go to Europe where people are decently normal and aren't fucking maniacs. So, sorry, don't make me feel bad if you're American, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Europe and just buy a little property and might get into some folk music and go back to the acoustic guitar or whatever. But I'm coming out with a banger fucking rock. This EP, it's rock. It's rock and roll. It's hard rock. Part of me does want to play a couple shows, a few rock shows with my old band. But it's not urgent. I mean, I don't feel like I have to do that, but I've kind of been feeling like it lately. I haven't really been feeling like playing live shows in over, 15 years, really. So I think the last proper live show I played with my band was when I was 25 years old. We did a reunion show in LA, East LA. That was a good show too. I remember we all wore black and there was like a lot of people there. That was a good show. I remember being sort of sober. I was pretty sober, for that show. I remember that. I only had a couple beers. Because Hold Me Like a Gun, that was a party band. There's no pretty way to say it. We were a party band where there was an after party and an after party, and the party never stopped, and so, yeah, anyways, I might make a little cup of coffee. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. That's all I got to say. I'm just going to make some coffee, but I think that's good. That's it. I'm going to watch Travel Channel. All right, y'all take care. Be well. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I'm just glad I have a job, man. Making a living off being an influencer seems kind of pathetic and miserable, but being an actor seems more realistic because you're actually working on a project that's greater than yourself. A team of people acting a movie, a motion picture. It seems more of a thing. I don't know. It's just. Anyways, look at that. Look at that house at school, huh? Alrighty, you guys, you have a good one. I will maybe go into prom stories in high school maybe another time. I would say a bunch of stupid shit, and I'm fucking tired, and I'm fucking tired. But all right, y'all take care. Have a good one.